let's talk about priority in CTV. So what do I mean by priority? In general, what I mean is what is going to show to the user, right? So you have your content. Sorry for the squeaking if that's coming through. And then you have ads that you're going to show. How do you determine what ads are going to show, right? So you send your bid request down, you get bid responses back. Let's say for these 3 slots, let's say you get 20 responses back. How do you determine which of those 20 you want to fill into this space with only 3 available slots? So quick nomenclature thing. So these are all slots, ad slots. If we look at the ad break as a whole, this is a pod. So this is an ad pod and ad slots in case I reference them again in the future. All right, so in this pod, how do we determine what to put in? So in my opinion, given that a publisher is selling airtime, as in you always hear when the Super Bowl comes around, like the Super Bowl ads are X amount per minute or per second, right? You don't hear that Budweiser spent X million dollars on an ad spot. It's all relevant to time. And the same thing is true in CTV. I think it's not always done that way for all ad servers, but I think that everything should be relevant based on time, because every second that you don't monetize based on time is costing a publisher money. So first of all, CPM per second. Determining what the value of that creative is for every second that it's airing. And to get that, you just divide the total duration or the total CPM of the ad by the duration. So CPM per second, easy enough. Then priority itself. There's prioritization in every ad server that I can think of. There's tiering of some sort where you have a high priority for your direct IOs, maybe and the next level priority for your programmatic guaranteed. Next level is going to be for your standard PMPs, and then maybe you trickle down into open market and then finally house ads. So prioritization is in a lot of ad servers also. But then there's the question of what do I do if I get a high value CPM per second ad in a lower priority in my ad server? If I get, let's say as an example, that I get a $100 CPM, which I think most of you who are watching this will know CPM is the general term for the value of that creative or the cost per meal. But let's say you get a $100 CPM and it's in tier 4 or tier 5. What do you do with that? Do you just let it go? You could, but there are ad servers that are smart enough to take that value and promote it up to a higher tier with certain rules and regulations, right? You might want that high value bid competing at price rather than just at tier. And a smart ad server really should be determining what those rules and regulations are to make the publisher as much money as possible, while also adhering to all of the rules that are set within the ad server. So that's priority. And there's a lot of things that go into it of the order of operations. Is this first slot in pod, last slot in pod? Do we have bookends? There's a lot of different ways to sell the inventory to determine where the prioritization comes in. So me talking about price and tiering alone is really a simplification. But yeah, be happy to answer your questions. If you have any more, just drop them in the comments. Thank you.